I'll be brief, sir. Sir, I will be brief, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will, sir. Is it okay, sir? Good evening, sir. I'll be brief only. Uh, my previous speakers, Dr. Rajalingam, Dr. Modini, and Dr. Dwarkanath Reddy have explained in detail about this mucormycosis, and now I'll be not going into the details which were taught by them. It is mainly this mucormycosis is mainly because of this mutant variant of the second wave and excessive use of steroids, and because of the uncontrolled diabetes, and when we are using oxygen and the humidifiers are not properly used, and then in the first wave people use excessive steam inhalation and excessive iron and zinc intake, so this may be the cause. So all these they have told, and in government ENT hospital we saw many cases in second week of May, and we did around 429 debridement surgeries and saw more than 1,000 of suspected cases, and this is also told by them. Now, when we should suspect black fungus, if the patient has suffered or suffering from COVID-19, or if the patient is hospitalized for the treatment of COVID-19, or if excessive steroids are used or oxygen and ventilator are used, and then when he is suffering from either de novo or otherwise diabetic which is not under control, and the patient has got other comorbidities and immunocompromised states and like chemotherapy and organ transplant is, so how the patient of mucormycosis or invasive fungal sinusitis presents to the ENT surgeon? The patient may say nasal crusting, nasal discharge which may be black or brown, or there may be a SR of black or brown color, nasal block may be there, and pain may be there around the nose, and the most important is severe headache and eye pain. There may be cheek swelling, there may be numbness over the cheek, and the eye initially it will be congested, there may be swelling around the eyelids, chemosis, blurred vision, ophthalmoplegia, ptosis, and blindness, total blindness, and they may present with dental problems like loose teeth, toothache, and pus coming out from the gingivolabial and gingiobuccal sulcus with the sinus, and there may be discoloration and necrosis of the palate with perforation, and if it is cerebral then it will be altered sensation. So this is about the gums and the teeth where there is discharge. This is what we see in diagnostic nasal endoscopy, the necrotic material which may be black, brown, or white also, and this is one of the photographs of endoscopic surgery where we have removed the black and white debris from the sphenoid sinus. This is the sphenoid sinus, and then you can see the congestion, ecchymosis, and chemosis, and then outward displacement of the eye with the involvement of the orbit, and complete loss of vision where exenteration was done, and then this patient developed intracranial complication, and unfortunately he expired in AMC Usmania General Hospital, and we should tell the patient about these danger signs, like there is severe pain around the eye, there is fever, there is severe headache, there is excessive cough and shortness of breath, blood vomiting, and then altered sensorium. Then next what we do is when there is a suspicious patient, we do diagnostic nasal endoscopy as early as possible and look for the features of the mucor, and then we take a specimen, the tissue for KOH mount and fungal culture, and then we do total surgical profile, and important is CBC TPNS for the disease involvement in the sinuses and the maxilla, and MRI orbit if there is involvement of the orbit, and then brain to rule out intracerebral spread, paranasal sinuses MRI with gadolinium contrast to know which part of the orbit and the brain are involved, and sometimes we may need a MR angio. So these are the diagnostic endoscopic pictures showing necrotic material, black HR, and this is the KOH mount, the specific mucormycosis with right angles branching, and this is the culture where there is initial growth, later there is salt and pepper appearance, and then when we do the CT scan, we can see the pre-maxillary area involvement, the maxillary involvement, necrosis of the turbinate, and then posterior part of the maxilla is also involved, and we do a contrast with the hyperdensities, which is suggestive of the invasive fungal sinusitis, and we can see the involvement of the ethmoidal cells and the involvement of the orbit because of the fungus, the involvement of the cavernous sinus. And what we do is we control the diabetes by the help of endocrinologist by giving insulin. We take dental opinion, we take ophthalmic opinion, maxillofacial surgeon opinion, nephrologist if the patient is suffering from kidney disease, cardiologist if there is any problem, and we discuss with the anesthesiologist and take fitness for surgery as early as possible. And this is a debridement surgery. We do most of the cases endoscopic debridement. In that we remove completely the necrotic tissue, the bones, the septum, and do the orbital decompression. If there is no vision and it is infected, then the ophthalmologist will do the exenteration. During the surgery, we send the tissue for KOH, fungal culture, HPE, amputacin. And now you see the small video showing the MRI, the endoscopic sinus surgery, and clearance of the disease. And we do the post-op follow-ups. The mucormycosis can be prevented by preventing COVID, by following vaccination, sanitization, mask, social distance, and house arrest, control of diabetes.
Please conclude, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. I am thankful to my team.